What's up everyone, welcome back to Lace Up Channel. My name is Mickey. In this video, I want to share with you how I'm about to close a $1 million deal. Now, it's not the first one that I've closed, it's not the 10th one that I've closed, but it's a deal that honestly is going to change the trajectory of our business like every other $1 million deal does. Now, I want to walk you through in this video how I managed to get a seat at the table with these guys and convince them that I was capable of doing the job. So anyways, let's get right into it. So the story starts a couple months ago where this customer, through this marketing medium, sees one of our videos. Because we're one of the few companies in the world that develop content centered around the distribution warehouse game, they saw our video and were initially enamored by what we were able to offer as a business. So enamored they were that they came to our website and registered their interest on our form. They registered first name, last name, email address, phone number, and company information. Now, for some reason, this client in particular, we contacted them once, had an initial conversation, and then the follow-up sneaked through the cracks. Now, fast forward a couple months. A couple months later, we follow up with the client, and lo and behold, they have selected another solution. And I'm like, oh my God, we just lost this tremendous opportunity. What can I do to bring them back? So, being the inquisitive person that I am, I start asking these individuals about, whether or not this other solution has been a pleasant experience. The answer to that question is like, yeah, Mickey, this has been great. Everything's going good. It looks like it's going to get done. I'm like, great. The next question that I asked them, is there anything that you guys need that these people do not offer? Now at that stage, they were like, yes, bing, 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 bing. Mickey, these people don't offer a consultation service to label our entire warehouse. Oh, so at this stage, I'm like, here's an opportunity to be able to at least get these people as a customer, do a great job labeling their warehouse. And keep in mind, at this stage, I thought I was out of the warehouse management race. I had no clue that this warehouse management deal would become a thing. Nonetheless, I worked with my team to come up with a proposal to design and engineer the way that they were going to label their warehouse. Now, within a week, guys, within a week of doing this, I was like, how the hell am I going to get my system to integrate with the system that they're using now? So how am I going to be able to design a bin layout in my system whilst labeling those bins, while being able to lay out all the different areas in the warehouse and then give it to another system? And it was at this moment that I was like, look, I don't think I could do this job without doing the system itself, right? So I found a gap between what the other vendor was providing and what I could provide. I could provide the gap between system and warehouse layout. This other vendor was incapable nor willing to do this. So that was an opportunity for me to get my foot through the door. Now at this stage, I'm like, guys, look, there is no way I'm going to be able to get your warehouse completely labeled, and I'm going to be able to guarantee that it works with this other system. And little by little, right, as I learned more and more and more about the business, all of their intricacies, all of the customizations that eventually they would need, I came up with a list of reasons why their existing vendor would be unable to do the entire project and deliver it to them in their requested time frame. So, what can you guys take away from this story so far? Basically, I had lost a deal. This deal was dead in the water. The customer had already chosen another vendor, but I asked a magic question. Is there anything, right, that you need done for this project that this vendor can't do? That led to a little thing, and that little thing helped me understand and helped me visualize the fact that I would never be able to do that little thing, which was actually a pretty big thing, it turned out, and integrate it to their existing system. As a result, in order for me to guarantee the success of the project, I had to do the whole thing. Now, this was not by design. I never set out to close this deal. I set out to do the little piece that they needed done. Nonetheless, after outlining this potential advantage of using our system and sitting down with these guys and learning everything about the business, I'm talking about from head to toe, I put myself in their shoes and wrapped my head around how I could make them work and help them become fully functional and extremely efficient. This took a period of weeks to get to this stage, okay? And it was only then that I was able to deliver to them my professional opinion, not having earned a dollar. Bear this in mind. It's not like they were throwing money at my face this whole time. I'm not even a vendor at this stage. I am putting my work forward, and I developed a document outlining all of the gaps and why they would be unable to fulfill let's say, the requirements with their existing vendor. So upon establishing and reading that documentation, they determined that I was right. They determined, due to that and the fact that the other vendor hadn't been able to deliver on the goals that they outlined for the client, they determined the fact that I would be the preferred vendor. So this opportunity, right, it hit me in the face. They went, "Ah, here you go, Mickey. It's on you." Now, bear in mind, I didn't want to do this. And to be frank, I did not have all of the resources to do it in the time frame that they wanted to. And I was very clear to them about this. Nonetheless, I did such a good job outlining the gaps between all the customizations that they needed done and our business that they chose to go with me anyways, because I was perhaps one of the very few people in this world that can understand their every need and implement a system, what, to solve those needs. That's something that's extremely difficult to do for those of you that have ever done it. So anyways, guys, long story short, I've sent the contract. We're about to close the deal. This is great. The business is going to be a good business, a great client. But what can you take away from this story? How can you do the same thing as I did and wiggle an over $1 million client away from the competition? Well, I think it's quite simple. You have to understand what the client is hoping to accomplish. Then you have to understand the client's problems at depth. So you have to put yourself in their shoes. And if they've already picked a vendor like this person had picked their vendor, you have to ask them, is there anything that you need done that this vendor can't accommodate? Right? Because if there is, then you get your foot in the door and then you can learn everything about their business. Once you've learned everything, you want to take this, document it, and tell them, hey, here's everything about your vendor, here's what you guys need done, here are the gaps, and here's where I come in. This is why you need to pick me. This is why you need to give me an opportunity to do an incredible job for you and your business. Now, I'm sorry that it's not so simple as doing word games and trying to close with special tactics in a conversation in the straight line principle taught by Jordan Belfort. With this type of business, a business that requires some work, there is no straight line principle. There is no trick, no word game that can get you to the end and to a close of a deal. As a matter of fact, the only thing there is hard work, you understanding the client, you being a master of your product or service, and being able to show the client what their situation would look like if they were to pick you as a vendor. Anyways, guys, I hope that you enjoyed that video, and I hope that I didn't go too roundabout. If you have any questions about how I did this, hit me down in the comments. Apart from that, I hope that you have an amazing day. Oh, and don't forget, subscribe to the channel. I'm popping out content like this all the time, baby. All the time. Anyways, have an amazing day. Take care.